buy it. You can't quite buy it.
Right.
Something creeps in to color
Right.
it that's not something's not right or discordant. And some of them are pretty good, but you never quite believe it all the way.
What was the Willem Dafoe movie?
Oh, that was a Scorsese film,
Right. What was that called?
The Last Temptation.
That's right. That's right.
Which, interestingly enough, I was in a hotel in the Savoy and I had food poisoning. I was near dead I ate a bad oyster in London, and I was dying in a hotel room, and I couldn't even leave. It was the worst. I think it was like salmonella or something. And I saw this cord on the side of the bed, and I pulled it, and all of a sudden a door opened up, and a butler like Jeeves came in. He says, "Yes, sir." And I'm like, "Whoa." And I said, "I'm really sick." I said, "What do you think I should eat?" "Might I suggest some warm consomme and a cup of tea?" I said, "Okay." So this butler took care of me in this hotel. But while I was there, Scorsese calls the room and he says, "Come here, I want to talk to you." So I go in and talk to Martin. And he's in his room, and all the windows, the screens are drawn. He's got 18 different TVs going on at the same time in this dark room. And he's talking to me about Last Temptation of Christ, and he wants me to play Jesus. And I said,
Whoa.
"I'm not doing it." And I sort of got out of there. And then I went back to my room, and they changed my room. Now, this is really weird. They had changed my room and moved my stuff. And they told me they were going to do it, but I forgot. So I'm using a key to get into my room, and it won't work. And the door opens up all of a sudden, and it's Keith Richards in his underpants standing there staring through me and there's a girl in a mink coat walking around it, mink coat and nothing else, walking in the background. And Keith Richards standing there in his underpants with a spliff. And I'm like, I tried to explain that I thought it was my room, but it wasn't. And, it was ridiculous. I'm 26 years old. And he just looks at me like, he shuts the door in my face. I thought, well, that was my meeting with Keith Richards. He slammed the door in my face. I was like, it's fantastic, Anyway, but what were we talking about?
Caviezel playing Christ.
He did something, I think, that nobody else did, and I think he pulled it off because I totally believed it.
I believed it too.
And it was like, what did he do? He emptied himself out.
Yeah.
And he invited something else in. And he left it. He didn't try anything. He emptied himself out and he meditated, and he let Christ in.
And that role seemed to have had a profound effect on him.
It did,
as a human being.
Oh, absolutely.
And kind of fucked him up in his career.
A little bit, yeah.
Because people associated him entirely with that film,
Mm-hmm.
and then they associated him with Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
and then they associated him with right-wing politics, and
yeah. And then, he got sidetracked by a few guys. I mean, there's some people out there who, they get in your ear, and it's it's like Cassius, talking to Brutus.
Right.
And they get you up to make a speech somewhere, and next thing you know, it's like, people throwing eggs at you. And it's like, and you wonder, should I even be saying this? And so he stepped on a bunch of landmines. But, it did have a profound effect on him. But I think he was already mostly there anyway. And I noticed that because when I was trying to cast it, I thought, who could play this? And I saw the opening shot from Terry Malick's film, which was The Thin Red Line.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a big close-up of Caviezel. And there was something otherworldly and childlike going on.